Hi guys, I'm back to go over, continue going over my Mally Beauty products that I love. The next thing I'm going to talk about is probably my favorite item, and I've talked about this before in other videos, but it's her three-piece concealer system, and it comes in a case like this, and it comes with a concealer, a highlighting powder, or a setting powder, and then this brush. And what I love so much about this concealer, because it's a cream concealer, and concealers that I've tried that haven't worked for me are like the Bobbi Brown concealer, the one that is a cream concealer on the top and has the powder at the bottom. I don't know, for some reason that got really cakey for me, and I don't know, I didn't love using that one as like a blemish concealer too. I've also tried the MAC pot concealers, and those are okay. They do a pretty good job with covering like acne and any drama that you might be having on your face. But for me, the problem with those MAC concealers, like under my eyes, they kind of just, even though I don't really have many lines under my eyes, it just would cake in what lines I did have, and it just looked gross. So I kind of gave up on the MAC. And then I found this. So this is the concealer, and this is the light medium. And I'm like an NC30 in MAC, just for color reference. So this just like melts into my skin. This is the best color match of any concealer I have ever gotten. And I rarely purchase a concealer twice. This is the second time in my life I've purchased a concealer for the second time. So I recently just got this, backup, and that, just speaks volumes for how much I love this concealer. It's buildable coverage. It's not cakey. It stays put. Basically, when you use the concealer and you put the setting powder, which is just like a white powder on top of it, when you marry these two things together, it's like, Mally calls it bulletproof, and it really is. I haven't had no problems, like when I'm swimming or at the beach, and my face, I come out of the water, my concealer and stuff is still on. And I also love, I wanted to mention that you can buy just the refills, because that three-piece kit is $35, and you can buy just the refills and they pop out. And I believe the refills are $15. So I love that. I just highly recommend it. It's been a total success for me, and if you have color similar to mine, gosh, you might be really happy with what the color match is like. I just totally love that. And actually, for my reunion, I wore that concealer, and then this is her Visible Skin Adjustable Coverage Foundation, and I have this in the color light. I mean, it says light, but gosh, it's more like a medium. And it comes, in this mirrored compact and with a brush. And with a sponge. And that's normally how I apply it. I will tap the sponge in and just like pat it in. I don't like a super powdery look, so if I use a brush to put it on, it tends to be a little bit too powdery for me. It's still okay, because in a like an hour it settles and it leaves a nice finish, but that, if you just use the sponge, it gives a more natural finish to me. But just that and the concealer for my 20-year reunion, with other makeup, of course, but as far as foundation, so many people were complimenting me on my skin and saying how nice it was, and you don't even look like you're wearing any makeup, and are you wearing a foundation? And I was just like so impressed with that concealer and this powder and the finish it gave me. And I like it so much that probably in the summer this is what I'll go back to, just because it's easier here in Florida with me sweating so much. It's just a nice combination. The next thing from Mally is her poreless, and I've talked about this before, this little miracle. This is her Perfect Prep Poreless Primer, and right now I'm just using it under my eyes. I'm not using it over my entire face, but it is kind of this like very whipped, kind of feathery light primer. And this is one of those primers that actually does fill your pores. So if you use this before you put on your foundation, it will kind of fill your pores. But it just, you rub it in, and oh my God, it's like butter. It's like so silky smooth, but it doesn't leave like a you know, a greasy look or a greasy feel. You know, I'm really sensitive to how primers feel, and this just feels so awesome. And the miracle of this primer for me is under my eyes. I mentioned before that I do have some lines, not a lot, but everything used to just settle there. And now that I use this primer, nothing settles. I mean, everything goes on. My under eye concealer just goes on so smooth, and it just gives a beautiful, perfect finish. And I love it. I highly recommend that. So that was $35. So that's really it. I mean, I have other stuff, but I just wanted to kind of give you an introduction of my favorites from Mally Beauty. You can get her items on QVC, or you can get them on mallybeauty.com, and I'll link to everything. Another thing that is fantastic about Mally Beauty is she has Mally TV on her website, and she demos almost all of these products. You can also see a lot of demos on QVC's website, but so I'll link to some of the demos because it's just, it gives you a great visual. It's like high quality video, so you can really see the colors and you can see the before and afters on people. And this is one of those makeup lines that it really did deliver. I'm one of those people who kind of falls victim a lot to that, you know, late night TV infomercials, you know, and this has been the only time that a product has delivered and done what it said it was going to do. So I highly recommend these products. And if for some reason you get them and you don't like them, both from Mally Beauty and QVC, they have a great return policy. Just pop that thing back in the packaging that you got it in and send it back. So the only money you lose is the shipping that you pay to ship it to you. They pay for the return shipping for both Mally Beauty and QVC. So, you know, so you might lose $5 or $6 if you don't like it. And if you do, then you have a great product that hopefully you'll love for a long time. All right, thanks so much for listening. I hope you all have a great day. Bye.